So when I pick a place to go explore, spend the time, the energy, and of course the money to get there are a few specific things I'm looking for. Of course, it's the usual draw, the thing that gets everybody to notice the place in the first place, to notice the location in the first place. When it comes to Easter Island, Rapa Nui, the obvious draw there is the giant moai that are dispersed across the island that are still standing strong to this day. And all the history that surrounds them and the possibilities of how they were built, why they were built, and what happened once they were built. It's interesting to me because there's contention across scholars and experts on exactly what happened, but that's fine. That's what exploring's all about, or at least it used to be a lot about. You're supposed to ask questions and dig holes into other people's arguments to find out the ultimate truth. But the funnest part for me is it affords an old fart like me the chance to go and travel back in time to those days when things are much simpler as a kid, where exploration and mystery was everything, and it was all up to me to figure it all out. And if I couldn't, it was all up to me to have fun trying. I tend to seek places that are more remote than others. I figure the harder it is to get to some place, maybe more of the riffraff don't want to go. And that's usually worked out pretty well for me. And this speck in the ocean, which I believe from the far end to the far end is about 63 miles and over 2,200 miles from the closest mass of land, which is in Chile. So that definitely reached the requisite of what are my parameters. And of course the people are obviously a huge part of this, and they're often a surprise. It seems to me that when I am immersed in large cities, it's not the case, but when I am in rural, agrarian, distant, far lands that are long rides, either by boat, plane, or train to get there, the people tend to be much more down to earth and welcoming and nice. So I look for those types of things, and of course Rapa Nui is full of that in droves. I mean, you don't walk by anybody without getting the universal language of kindness, their warm smile that just kind of lights you and picks you up a little bit. I like the way they move freely. They have lightness in their step. I also like to see, what traditions they hold to this day, and how important they are to them, and how it may conflict with my own or be in line. Just all fun to me. And of course, you got the music, the food, the traditional things that people like to also enjoy when they go places. But I really always keep that last door for the intangibles to be wide open. And what I mean by that is, once I've concluded and satisfied all the major points to get to a place and agree to go there, I'm really looking for the transcendent. So, when you see the moai in the day, it's beautiful. It's astounding. It's something that you just can't believe you're standing in front of. At least I can't. It doesn't seem real. It seems like these things are only made for the history books or for certain people with grants from governments to come and study, but not someone like me or you. So when you do see them in the broad daylight, they're beyond stunning. But when you go down to the local park at sunset and take a seat and allow the day to kind of wrap around you as this event happens, and listen to the people, the music, get the vibe, that's what it's all about to me, really. So here is my new friend for the hour. Huh, puppy? Are you the good boy? And I'm just time-lapsing the sunset tonight with all these people here. This is the town. This is as busy as it gets, and isn't that nice? What do you think, Mr. Puppy? Huh? What do you think? You want to come back and say hi to my dog Henry? You do? Kind of nice. Everybody just takes their time and comes for the sunsets. And why not? Look how beautiful this is. 360 view. And of course my puppy. To sit in the town plaza here at the end of the day, recounting all the amazing things I saw, I will never forget. That was, to me, like, again, the transcendent thing I'm looking for. Then you come back at midnight or 1 or 2 in the morning, and as a photographer, you put the Milky Way behind the large moai, and it even takes a different personality. But the other thing that kind of intrigued me more than just about anything, and I wasn't really expecting it, although I heard about the horses here, I just didn't know, like, to the extent of how free and how they were when they roamed around here. But this blew me away. The horses. I wasn't expecting this. Rented a bike, took a precarious route around the island, discovered caves that led out to old hiding spots that were insane. Going into the cave, and this is what it looks like. This is where they used to go in the wartime, and they would hide in here. Oh my God, there were small people. Oh wow, this is cool. Ouch. So this is where we came from. How nice is this, huh? That's where I came through, right there. Isn't that beautiful? And every time I popped my head out or came around a corner, I had either a glimpse of a wild horse or a colt running or just walking or eating grass. And at times they were curious and wandered towards my direction, and I just thought that to me was just, well, it made Easter Island something more than an archaeological dig. It made me believe that there's definitely a true beauty to this island, and it's more than the moai. It's the people, it's the environment, it's the way they protect it. I believe these horses were introduced by missionaries back in the 1900s, and there are a lot of them still here, and they don't have any natural predators. So it's just nice to see animals do what they do when left alone. And yeah, they can fall off a cliff or they can break an ankle and no one's there to help them. But as hard as that may be to see, it's nature in all her honesty. And I believe that's what keeps me coming to these places, not the dead horses, of course. I only saw one. It had been there forever. I didn't take a picture of it. but it was wrapped leather, and it just told me that nothing's there to predate on it. I mean, there's some hawks here, but I didn't see anything. They run their life out, and they live on their terms, and to me, it's just free as you get. And isn't that isn't that sentiment under attack these days? And it's just a shame, because sometimes we just need to run wild and free. I know, for me at least, this has been a calling for a long time, and when I get to see wild horses running completely wild and free and protected, it just lifts my soul. And all the other things I got to see and witness, with great privilege I'll add, on this island, in all its beauty and charm and wonder, doesn't affect me the way these horses did. And that's the big surprise. That's the part I wasn't expecting. That's why I love to travel. And that's why I just get a quick layman's idea of the history and the context of it, so that I can go back to those simpler younger days where I can explore and play the role of explorer.
Hi, buddy.
And run free, so to speak. I'll always return to places like this and in nature to get my dose of that. So if you have any questions at all, just put them in the comments section, and I'll do my best to get back as soon as possible. There's so much to do on this island. There's a great camp spot if you're a budget traveler that allows camping, and they have a common kitchen area so you can store your food in a cool, dry place. And the magic of this island doesn't just reside in the moai and the beautiful landscapes and the amazing people and even the horses. It's everything put together. But like I've been referencing all the time here, sometimes it's the things that you're not expecting, the big surprises, that last the longest in our memory and in our hearts. It's something that becomes part of who we become, if that makes any sense. So get out there, create some magic, or look for it, and the magic will be created for you. Just put yourself in the right positions, that's all. As always, thanks for watching and taking the time out of your busy life and becoming part of a community of people that aren't afraid to look further than that horizon line. Like, what's behind that cloud bank? What's around that corner? Up that mountain, down that mountain, into that valley, whatever. And grab some life while you can.